Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. This is Unstoppable Friday. We're in episode number 10 in our 0 to 1 million ARR challenge. In this specific format, I launch this every Friday. We're taking you behind the scenes of taking a SaaS business from $0 in revenues to $1 million ARR. So we take all the principles that I teach in growing SaaS businesses and getting to product market fit and getting to the next stage of growth, and we're applying it to our own business, and I'm taking you behind the scenes. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the glimmers of product market fit, on the road to product market fit. I want to give you a behind the scenes of just what it feels like as you're navigating this process. Now, we are on episode 10. If you want to look at prior episodes, if you haven't seen it yet, I'll include a link to the playlist below so you can check it out. You don't have to go to it right now. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm TK. I'm an experienced SaaS founder. I help you navigate the path to the next stage of growth for your SaaS business. I drop an episode every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. Sundays and Wednesdays are more actionable strategies. Fridays are behind the scenes. So if you're new, be sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon so you get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. Also, if you're already part of the community, if you're part of the SaaS Go-to-Market program, welcome back. It's really great to have you here. Also, for some context, the SaaS application that we're building is called Unstoppable Sunday. Unstoppable Sunday is a SaaS application where I train you how to go into every week with an unstoppable plan. It's a very specific process. The application and the training videos teach you how to adopt the right mindset for founders, how to actually navigate your week in the right way, keep the right mindset so you can go execute on your bigger goals. So if you want to check it out, go to unstoppablesunday.com. Today I want to talk about the road to product market fit because something interesting happened that I wanted to share. Now, I call it, when it comes to product market fit, this is one of my most favorite visuals. I've talked about it in a prior episode. The startup curve, we all go through this. I call it the Shawshank crawl to product market fit. In prior episodes, I've talked about how to actually measure if you are approaching product market fit. If you missed that, I'll link to it below. But the startup curve is so true because there's happiness over here. And then there's just the path over here. And this was done by Paul Graham, who's the founder of YC, incredibly smart person. And before the startup, you're kind of neutral. And when you started off, there's initial enthusiasm, and then you go through this trough of sorrow, and then little by little, you go up there. And if I were to be honest, in terms of Unstoppable Sunday, our SaaS application, we're making some revenues. We're still figuring out our Unstoppable sales funnel. We're still testing the messaging. I've covered that in prior episodes. We're over here. We're like literally right here, where we're going through it. We're experimenting. We're pivoting. We're tweaking the stuff. We're trying to get everything to just click perfectly. And we're going through some specific things like how do we activate users? How do we retain them? How do we drive trials? And I've covered all of those in prior episodes. But something happened recently, and this happened to me in my prior startup. That's how I know. That's the plus side of being a second-time founder versus a first-time founder. Something happened that tells me that we're right in this zone where there's wiggles, the wiggles of promise. And I'll tell you the story in two parts. The first part is what happened just this week. And I'll tell you what happened when the same thing happened in my last startup. So what happened this week is I essentially got a text from one of our users of the platform. It's a friend of mine, and she has been using it regularly. And she texted me, she's like, hey, why is my account suspended? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Why? What do you mean it's suspended? She's like, yeah, I tried to log into Sunday and it says it's suspended. What did I do? And I'm like, I don't know. So I literally go to my computer and I log on and I'm looking at her account. I'm like, oh, it says it's canceled. I go to the Stripe screen. I'm looking at our admin screen. In the meantime, I'm taking screenshots of this and messaging my co-founder. I'm like, hey, I think there's something that's broken. This person can't log in. They're supposed to be on this plan, but it's not working. And so he jumps in. He's like, well, don't change anything manually. I'm like, I'm not going to change anything manually, but we need to fix this. And we're all just frantically trying to fix it. And in this moment, he's freaking out and he's going through it. He's a first-time founder. This is probably my third or fourth company. And, and he's kind of freaking out. And I'm kind of like, isn't this awesome? And he's like, what is wrong with you? What are you talking about? This is horrible. We should not have this. I'm like, listen, we've got to fix this and we will fix this. But this is awesome. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, this is awesome because it's starting to work. Meaning people care enough about what we're building where it doesn't work, if it's broken, they will text us, they'll hunt us down, and they'll be like, yo, I need to get into the application. Like, that means that we're creating something of value, which is powerful, which tells me we're like right over here somewhere where it's like starting to work. And it was really exciting for me. And Steven, like, he got it. He was like, okay, got it. That should make sense. And then I was like, listen, we need to like fix all this. And we're getting more and more users. They're trusting us with their data. We need to make sure everything's solid. We need to make sure our backups are solid, all of this stuff. We can't have things break. So we're like, okay, cool. Let's have a meeting where we really dig into this stuff. So this is part of the startup journey on the path to product market fit. There are other things, other heuristics to really figure out if you're hitting product market fit. I'll link to that video below if you want to dig into that. But in this journey, this moment where someone is willing to hunt you down because they can't access the software or there's some error, instead of just hitting the back button or just moving on, this is special. And I honestly didn't think I would experience this again in my life, but I did, and I'm glad I did, because this tells you that you're onto something. People care enough. Attention is the hardest thing to get today, and that means they really, really care. And there's like real power to that, versus people just moving on and saying, this is not worth it, I don't care, and they'll move on. And so that was really exciting. And I'll compare this to the time this happened for ToutApp. And as a first-time founder, I dealt with it very differently. I'll never forget this. And this is a little bit of a personal story, but I'll share it anyway, because that's the whole point of this behind the scenes video. Like, ToutApp, we were just starting to get users, we were starting to get traction, and people were using us. It was cool. This was before we raised any money. And so I was bootstrapping it, we were generating revenues, and it was just me. And it was one random weeknight, and we had just integrated ToutApp, which was our outbound emailing solution. We had just integrated it with, I think it was called Rapleaf. It was Rapleaf, external data provider. And something happened with that integration, like Rapleaf crashed, or like they turned off our account or something went off. It wasn't their fault, it wasn't our fault. And what that did was it would make it where no one could send an email through Tout. It just crashed. And this was one of the first times anything like this happened. The site wasn't quite down, but because of this external dependency and something happening with our account with them, like everything crashed. And it was my fault because I coded it. And anyway, it was weeknight. For some reason, I didn't bring my laptop with me. I was spending the evening with my then partner, romantic partner. And I got the email and I look at it, a customer started complaining, like, what is wrong with you? It's not working, I paid for this. And I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? This is the first time anyone complained like this, first time it broke like this. And I was just freaking out. And I just like, it was not my best moment because I was just taking it so seriously, kind of like how Steven was dealing with it. And I was like, listen, dude, it's okay. This is all fixable. Plus, this is a good thing. But at that moment, as a first-time founder, I didn't know how special that was. That we finally hit that point. Yes, it was broken, but early stage is broken. You fix it. But someone cared enough where they were writing in. And I was so pissed off. I was like, oh my God, I have to go to the office. I had a WeWork at the time. I got to go get on a cab. I was living in New York City. I had to get in front of my computer. I need to fix this. And I'm emailing the people at Rapleaf because I'm pissed off. My ex-romantic partner was just pissed off at me. She's like, how could you do this? This was our night. I can't believe you're working so much. And I'm like, this is what it takes. It wasn't my proudest moment because I took it out on the Rapleaf people. I was like, I can't believe you guys suck. I can't believe you did this. And really it wasn't about them. It wasn't their fault. That conversation got so bad, it actually got escalated to their then founder. His name is Vivek Sedera. And we had we duked it out. And he was like, dude, you suck. You're out. We're cutting you off. And I'm like, screw you. And I was angry. And it wasn't his fault. It was my fault. I was acting the wrong way. And I don't think we ever reconciled this. It's not important. I haven't talked to him in years. But I took it out on them. My romantic partner took it out on me. And I took it out on them. And I got in a cab. And I went to the office. And I fixed it. And everything was fine. And I hated that moment. But looking back, I realized how special that moment was, because aside from all those things, that was the moment that I really understood that what we were creating mattered. Like it was really starting to work. It was a really special moment. And there were moments after that, but that was like when if someone's chasing you down because it's not working, that means you're getting closer to product market fit. So embrace that and love that and remember that moment. And remember, these are just problems, and problems have solutions, and don't take it out on other people. They will be fixable. Even your customers might get angry with you, but just embrace that with a smile and say, look, we're fixing it. I'm sorry, we're early, and just fix it. And so the second time around, like now that I'm experiencing this again with Unstoppable Sunday, it was cool. I looked at them like, this is awesome. They care. They really care. No one got hurt. We fixed it. Everything was fine. And, we build more resilient software than I did back at Tout days. And so I just wanted to share this journey as you're going through, like you may be in the trough of sorrow. You may be in this pivoting mode. You may be in the scaling mode. Like this is a very true thing, the startup curve. It's wrought with emotion. It's wrought with ups and downs. It's wrought with fear. Like there's just a lot there. And that's part of why I created this channel, because I wanted to just tell you it's okay as you're going through these different cases. Maybe it's not working. Maybe no one cares. You'll figure out a way to make people care. Maybe it is working and you're having trouble keeping up. You'll figure out a way. It's all figure outable. You'll figure it out. And I just wanted to share that in today's episode. If you got value from this, please smash that like button. I drop an episode like this every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, so be sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon. If you are building a SaaS business and you want to get to that next stage of growth, check out my 5-point startup strategy guide. I go into a lot more detail on how to navigate this path to product market fit and to get to that next stage of growth, to get to $1 million ARR and then $3 million ARR and then $10 million ARR. It's a completely free guide. I go into a lot more details. You can go to getunstoppable.com/strategy or just follow the link below. Also, if you got value, feel free to share this with your co-founder or your friend. That's why we create these videos. And also, building a startup is 50% mindset. So I give you a lot of these strategies around how to get the right strategy for your startup. But it's just as important to get your mindset right. So I encourage you to practice Unstoppable. That'll help you plan every week. Just go to unstoppablesunday.com. You don't have to do it on a Sunday. You can do it on a Monday if you want to. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. But when you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK. Thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me share this relatively personal story. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.